The Night the Scary Beasties Popped Out of My Head by Daniel and David Kamish. Grrr. Dan's peaceful sleep was jostled by a growling in his melon. The growling grew to a rumbling, and the rumbling grew to a snarling, and the snarling grew to a roaring. Dan grabbed his mighty pencil and drew the nightmare beastie. It popped right from his melon onto the pad of paper. If Dan erased the beastie drawing, all the growling and rumbling and snarling and roaring would come screeching to a stop, and he could sleep. But before he could erase it, strange moonbeams lit the page and sparkled life into the scary nightmare beastie. Yow! It popped right off the page and flashed its real beastie teeth. Then the beastie started grunting and coughing and wheezing and sneezed. A boogeyman right out of his nose. Achoo! Dan now stood face to face with the boogie and the beast. He politely said, "We could be friends and play with toys or watch the late night show." But nightmares aren't friendly. The beastie ate the television and gulped Dan's new red racer down his beastie throat. Eraser first, Dan charged to rub the nightmares out, but they grabbed his mighty pencil, drew a pencil of their own, and escaped into the starry night. Dan needed help and fast, so he drew a 6-legged dog, 2 extra legs for speed, to chase the nightmare down. Ooh! But the nightmares still were faster on the motorcycle they had drawn. Dan felt like screaming, but instead of getting mad, he designed a clever plan. The dog gave 6 thumbs up as Dan drew a fire engine, and off they raced to wash the nightmares away. The beastie drew a fortress and a moat with toothy creatures. Ha! That didn't scare Dan. He knew he had them now. It was time to send his nightmares to the showers. As Dan soaked the nightmares down, the beasties roared. One final beastie roar. But the roar shrank to a snarl, and the snarl shrank to a rumble, and the rumble shrank to a growl. The nightmares fizzled out and puddled at Dan's feet. As Dan erased the night away, the soft hues of morning warmed the sky. With a calm head and a plan, Dan had battled the nightmares and won. He will no longer be afraid of beasties growling in his melon. But he keeps his mighty pencil close, just in case. Sweet dreams.